Something historic just happened in Canada. Prime Minister MarkCarney and Ontario Premier DougFord, two leaders who rarely stand on the same side of politics, appeared shoulder to shoulder today and delivered a message that shook both Ottawa and Washington. Canada will no longer be dictated to by the United States. This wasn't politics as usual. This wasn't a campaign stunt. This was a moment of national unity and raw strength, a declaration that could reshape Canada's relationship with America for a generation, because while Donald Trump's America has been turning up the pressure, slapping tariffs on Canadian goods, threatening our auto industry, and trying to bully Canada into submission, today Carney and Ford made one thing clear: Canada is done playing defense. The new mega project they announced isn't just another infrastructure plan, it's a strategic move in Canada's economic independence. It's about nation building. It's about securing a future where Canada controls its own supply chains, its own energy, and its own destiny as not Washington. And from the very first words of that press conference, you could feel it. This moment was different. The tone had...
Last night, I was at the University of Ottawa, and I highlighted more of our new government's plan to build Canada strong, to transform our economy from one that has become too reliant on the United States to one that's stronger and more resilient, to take control of our future as Canadians. Because the world is increasingly dangerous and divided, and new technologies have brought distant threats to our door. And the trade war is causing massive economic uncertainty that is holding back investment and is costing jobs, including jobs here in Ontario. What we're experiencing is not a transition, it's a rupture. It's a sharp change in a very short period of time.
Then came DougFord, a man known for his blunt, no-nonsense style. But today, that bluntness turned into absolute brilliance. Ford didn't bother with diplomacy. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He spoke with straight Canadian backbone and made it clear he's done watching Canada get treated like an afterthought. He reminded the world of a truth too many in Washington like to ignore. Canada is the country that keeps America running. Our oil, our natural gas, our hydroelectric power, it all flows south. It fuels U.S. factories, it heats American homes, it powers American cities. Without Canadian energy, large parts of the U.S. economy would go dark overnight, and then Ford delivered the line that shook the room. You can't bully the hand that keeps your country running. Boom. The room erupted. Reporters froze. Cameras flashed. And in that moment, DougFord wasn't just Ontario's premier. He was the voice of a nation, a patriot standing shoulder to shoulder with MarkCarney, proving that when it comes to defending Canada, politics comes second and country comes first.
You're all absolute champions who keep the lights on in homes across Ontario, as well as 1.5 million homes south of the border. I always say we keep lights on in New York and Michigan and up in Minnesota, and I always say, let's take care of our own first, but we're going to have enough energy, not just to send around the world with SMRs, but large-scale nuclear, send it down south. There's nowhere else I'd want to send it to than our closest friend and ally.
The timing of this moment couldn't be more critical. Just days ago, Trump's Commerce Secretary threatened Canada directly, suggesting U.S. manufacturing should move south and warning that Canada's auto industry could be left behind. That wasn't just a comment. That was economic blackmail aimed at the backbone of Ontario's economy, but today, Ford and Carney didn't sidestep it. They hit back, head on. Ford spoke for millions of Canadians when he said he's seen enough of Trump's economic intimidation. Then he delivered the line working families across Canada have been waiting to hear. Our workers, our manufacturers, and our industries will not be held hostage by U.S. politics anymore. That was a turning point, a shift in tone. Canada isn't begging anymore. It's building. And Carney didn't hesitate to back him up. Calm, precise, and unshakable, he made it clear. Canada will fight back, not with speeches, but with action. Because when a country builds its own energy infrastructure, its own supply chains, its own technology and manufacturing, then no one can threaten to take them away. This wasn't just a press conference. It was a declaration of economic independence. A message to Washington, Canada is done being threatened. The future will be built here, on Canadian soil by Canadian hands for Canadian prosperity.
Friends, this is a critical moment for our province and our country. President Trump is taking direct aim at Canada's economy, workers, and businesses. It's never been more important for us all to pull together to protect Ontario and protect Canada by building a more competitive, resilient, and self-reliant economy that can keep workers on the job no matter what. We're here today at Darlington Nuclear Generating Station, which has been safely and reliably powering Ontario's economy for more than 35 years. Along with the Pickering and Bruce stations, Darlington has made Ontario a global leader, producing safe, reliable, clean, and affordable nuclear energy. And with energy demand in Ontario expected to increase dramatically, we're building on that success. It shows what we can accomplish when Canadians work together across provinces and across party lines. I've always said I don't give two hoots what color of stripe people come from, as long as they work together and collaborate together. And I couldn't ask for a better champion than the person right behind me. He feels the same way. And we're going to do powerful things together and give people hope and show them the future of a strong economy. Because when Canadians work together, we can stand up to anything and anyone, including President Trump.
Then came the moment that revealed the bigger picture. MarkCarney stepped forward and laid out his vision for what comes next. A bold national plan built not on fear of American pressure, but on confidence in Canada's future. He announced a transformative budget aimed at supercharging investment in Canadian workers, expansion of clean energy, growth of local industries, innovation that can compete globally. And he made one thing crystal clear. This isn't about impressing anyone outside our borders. It's about believing in our own potential as a nation. This is how we build a Canada that no foreign president can undermine. Not isolation, independence. Between the lines, Carney revealed what this press conference was truly about. More than policy, more than a project, this was a shift in Canadian identity. A strategic awakening. Canada is done waiting, done asking, done being polite while others push it around. From now on, Canada sets the tone.
It means this has to be an ambitious, bold budget that's focused on building this economy. And we will do everything that it takes in order to do that. From reducing red tape to making generational investments that crowd in hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars of private investment here in Ontario and across Canada, including investment, as the Premier mentioned, I'm sure, from the pension funds of Canada, but more broadly. While we do that, we also need to get a control of federal spending. We will eliminate duplication. We'll eliminate waste. We will do more with less. So we're going to take some tough and we'll take some difficult decisions. We'll spend less, we'll invest more. We welcome good ideas from the opposition parties. But above all, and when they come, we will incorporate them in the budget. We are just getting started. To be clear, these are major, major projects, but this is just the start of the ambition. And I think Canadians can feel confident that this country, this province, has more than enough opportunity and ambition and firepower to give ourselves far more than the Americans are taking away, regardless of what happens with negotiation.
The project they announced, the first under the One Canadian Economy Act, is more than a policy move. It's a national mission. On paper, it's about connecting provinces through modern rail, energy corridors, and 21st century technology infrastructure. But beneath the surface, it represents something far more powerful: unity. For decades, Canada has been divided by geography, by politics, by regional interests. But today, Ford and Carney proved something historic: that Canada's greatest strength isn't in Ottawa or Queen's Park. It's in its people. When leaders from different parties and different ideologies can stand together, not for power, not for headlines, but for Canada, that's when nation building truly begins. And make no mistake, this is only the beginning. If this collaboration succeeds, it won't just reshape Canada's economy, it will redefine Canada's identity. Because today wasn't just another press conference, it was a message to the world. Canada is done being a supporting character. In someone else's story, Carney and Ford revealed a new blueprint for this country, one built on 3 principles. We build what we need. Here at home, we protect. What's ours? Canadian jobs, Canadian resources, Canadian sovereignty. We stand tall, no longer apologizing for ambition. This wasn't politics. This was leadership. Real leadership. The kind that reminds us why Canada is strong, not because we shout the loudest, but because we stand the firmest. No tariff can break that. No threat can silence that. No outside pressure can change that. And just like millions of Canadians watching today, we won't be pushed around anymore. The world just saw a united Canada rise, and we are just getting started.